Y'all, the streets are on fire right now because guess what? Word is, Beyonce just snitched on her own husband, Jay-Z, straight to the feds. Yup, sis is looking out for herself and herself only. And honestly, after everything that's been brewing between these two, I'm not even shocked anymore. You know how people been whispering for months now that things between the Carters are basically on life support? That they're barely hanging on? Well, baby, it looks like Beyonce might finally be done holding it together because the tea is she snitched. And you already know that ain't about to sit well with Mr. Carter. And guess who's at the center of this whole messy explosion? None other than Diddy. Of course, Beyonce and Jay-Z's names have been tied to Diddy's wild behavior for years, but up until now, nothing was ever officially pinned on them. No proof, no receipts, just whispers. But with Beyonce allegedly meeting with the feds now, oh honey, this mess is about to blow wide open. And trust me, it ain't gonna be pretty. Let's break this all the way down because baby, it's juicy. Now quick disclaimer, this tea is all alleged, okay? Don't come for me. I'm just delivering the hot mess the streets are screaming about. And honestly, it's not hard to see why it's all coming up now. Diddy's trial is set to kick off in just a few weeks, and the feds are moving like sharks, tying up all loose ends, getting their witnesses lined up, tightening every screw. They've been trying to keep this hush-hush, but some major leaks slipped through the cracks. And one of the biggest bombs? Cassie's gonna testify against Diddy. And as fans started poking around for more dirt on who else might take the stand, that's when whispers about Beyonce's secret meeting with the FBI started making waves. See, Beyonce's name has been linked to Diddy's mess from day one, whether y'all want to admit it or not. And people are convinced she might be one of the witnesses lined up to spill the tea. Now, a lot of folks like to believe Beyonce only got caught up in this mess through Jay-Z. But don't get it twisted. Sis had her own friendship with Diddy too. They were tight back in the day, long before things started crashing down around him. For example, Freddie P once spilled in an interview that Diddy made him and other bad boy artists walk 4 hours just to fetch a cheesecake from a specific bakery. And guess why? Because Beyonce had a craving for that cheesecake and wouldn't accept anything else. I mean, if Diddy's willing to humiliate his own artist just to satisfy Beyonce's craving, that tells you everything about how cozy they really were.
Okay, fun fact a lot of people don't know. That cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact people don't know. People like, y'all walked together cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. Yeah, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that said out of his mouth? He said, hold up, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I want that shit, take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we wanted to tell you, Fred and Dallon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
And trust, that's just the beginning. Diddy's been disrespecting his artists for years, but 4-hour cheesecake missions? Whew, that's a different level of crazy. And it's not just that. There were always quiet whispers about Beyonce popping up at Diddy's notorious parties. You know, those freaky, no cameras, leave your phone at the door type parties. And this was way before Diddy got officially outed for his wild get-togethers. Even worse, one of Diddy's baby mamas even claimed that Beyonce tried to make a move on him at one of these parties. They didn't exactly use the word freak off, but baby yai, from how it was described, it sounded real freak off-ish.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right
at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was super dope.
And don't think that's where it stops. Because according to the streets, there's allegedly a tape a nasty little tape that supposedly shows Beyonce doing, well, let's just say things at one of Diddy's infamous parties.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
Explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was pornographic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
Now, we ain't seen this tape. No solid receipts yet. But y'all remember Jaguar, right? She swore up and down months ago that the tape was real and that Beyonce didn't exactly come off looking like Queen Bey on it either.
The Diddy. Oh, Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, it's some freak off. And the Beyonce. How on the cocaine? And the tapes had all over it. Hold on.
Jaguar even said Diddy allegedly had tapes of the Carters getting a little too wild. And if that's true, it explains everything, especially since Lil Rod's court documents also claim Diddy had hidden cameras in every room of his houses and had footage of celebrities, executives, athletes, politicians, you name it. I mean, no wonder Beyonce's name keeps coming up. And honestly, if she knew she was caught up in that kind of blackmail trap, wouldn't you run to the feds too? But here's the real kicker. Why would she snitch on Jay-Z too? I mean, love him or hate him, Jay-Z is still the father of her babies. And together, they're the biggest power couple in entertainment. Why blow that up? Well, maybe because sis has been plotting her exit for a minute now. There's been talk for years that Beyonce and Jay-Z are stuck in a loveless, business-only marriage. And if she really wanted out, what better way to make her move than when Jay's tangled up in criminal mess, facing jail time alongside his messy BFF Diddy? Play the shocked, betrayed wife? Save your brand? Walk away clean. It's the ultimate chess move. Plus, y'all remember when rumors started flying that Jay-Z allegedly forced Beyonce to use substances to keep her in line? Jaguar Wright even compared Beyonce's situation to Britney Spears, saying she was a prisoner in her marriage. She literally called for a number-free Beyonce movement.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a cage.
No, girl.
Then she compared Beyonce.
Jaguar wasn't joking either. She doubled down, begging fans to recognize the signs that Beyonce was trapped and needed help.
I'll tell you this right now, y'all talking about free Britney, y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Oh, God, no. If Beyonce is in prison, she's in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear.
By whom?
She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
And as wild as that sounds, Jay-Z himself basically confessed to emotionally damaging Beyonce, in his own words. In his 444 album, Jay admitted that instead of asking her properly to be his girl, he said, "Don't embarrass me." He admitted he toyed with women emotionally because he was emotionally dead inside. And if that's not bad enough, he admitted he saw the innocence leave Beyonce's eyes, and he still mourns it. The control, the gaslighting, it's all been in plain sight. And baby, if you thought that was messy, oh, it gets even uglier. Because this wasn't just some emotional betrayal Beyonce's been sitting on. The streets are buzzing that she's been secretly preparing her exit strategy for a while now. Blogger Storm Monroe even dropped some bombshell claims last year, saying Beyonce was already laying the groundwork to separate from Jay-Z and finally make her move to be free.
After the powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
And it wasn't just talk either. Fans started connecting the dots when Beyonce suddenly started launching business after business after business, back to back. Within just 2 years, she rolled out 3 new businesses and went on 2 world tours. Now, don't get me wrong, Queen Bey's always been about her coins. But this level of hustle, it had people seriously raising their eyebrows. Because when you're quietly building your own empire like that, stacking your paper in separate accounts, it usually means you're planning to walk away from something or someone. And let's not forget, when Jay-Z was slapped with that serious SA lawsuit not too long ago, everybody thought it was the final straw for Beyonce. We all thought she was finally gonna pack up Blue Ivy, Sir, and Rumi and bounce. But plot twist, the lawsuit got dropped. And Jay-Z, he wasted no time doing a little victory dance, releasing this cocky statement. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. Yeah, Jay, we heard you. But something about the way Beyonce's been moving since then tells a different story. A story of a woman who's getting ready to reclaim her life. Now, whether Beyonce actually goes through with leaving Jay-Z for good, that part is still up in the air. But now that rumors are swirling, she might be cooperating with the feds. Woo, it's starting to look like this might be her last chance to cut ties cleanly and come out looking like the wounded innocent party. And if Jay-Z ends up catching charges behind the Diddy mess, Beyonce could walk away scot-free, hands squeaky clean, sympathy points in the bank, and her empire fully intact. Talk about a boss move. But until Diddy's trial actually kicks off, until that first courtroom bombshell drops, we're all gonna have to keep our eyes glued to this mess. Because baby, this ain't just Hollywood drama. This is history in the making. Y'all better get your popcorn ready, because something tells me this is just the beginning. And it's about to get a whole lot messier. In the meantime, drop your thoughts below because I need to know. Do y'all think Beyonce is really snitching to save herself? Is this the end of the Carter's reign? Or is this all smoke and mirrors to distract us from something even bigger? And when you're done sounding off, make sure you check out the next video because baby, we're just getting warmed up.